Ever feel that like tug? You know, that tug between faith and doubt?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of where we're diving in today. It's like into the heart and mind of a spiritual warrior.
Okay.
Not just like about winning battles and stuff, but about the internal struggles, you know, the ones that really define strength. And get this, we're drawing wisdom from like classic myths.
Right.
And a brand new story.
Right.
About this celestial warrior named Ethereal.
That's what's so fascinating about this. It's like, whether it's a mythical hero or someone like you just facing, you know, everyday challenges.
Right.
The internal battles are surprisingly universal.
Totally. So Ethereal, right.
Yeah.
He's on this like crucial mission for Archangel Michael. But to prepare, he's told to study these like legendary figures, Hercules, you know, Sigurd the Dragon Slayer, Arjuna from the Mahabharata, you know, the greats.
The greats.
And what's cool is that even as like a celestial warrior, Ethereal isn't immune to doubt.
Exactly. He embodies this idea of active faith. He chooses to believe in light and hope.
Okay.
Not just because, like, a deity told him to, but because he's stared down his own darkness and kind of emerged clinging to those ideals.
That's such a powerful image, though. It's like staring down your own darkness makes you think about those moments when we all have to kind of dig deep and find that, you know, inner strength. But even with that hard-won faith, Ethereal has this unique fear.
Right.
And it's a chilling one.
The fear of becoming like Azareth.
Ooh.
This fallen angel consumed by despair. A chilling reminder that even the most devoted can stumble.
Oof. Yeah, Azareth. Talk about a fall from grace. It adds a whole other dimension, right?
Yeah.
It's not just like some external enemy. It's that potential for like darkness within.
Absolutely. And that makes his journey all the more relatable.
Right.
We all have that capacity for both light and darkness within us. The question is, which will we choose to feed?
Okay, so we've got Ethereal, fueled by faith, but wrestling with doubt. And then there's Michael,
right,
the one who gave him this mission. But here's the thing. He's not just some distant, all-powerful figure.
What's fascinating about Michael is the sense of weariness he carries.
Oh, wow.
Imagine shouldering the weight of endless conflict.
Yeah.
Could Michael, despite his unwavering commitment to light, yearn for the peace he protects but never experiences? Could he wonder about the connections he's missed while safeguarding humanity?
Whoa. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
It's like we might look at these powerful figures and assume it's all easy for them.
Right.
But the reality is carrying that kind of responsibility, that constant fight, it takes a toll.
Precisely. It adds a layer of depth and, dare I say, humanity to his motivations. It begs the question, what does true sacrifice look like? And what are willing to give up in pursuit of a greater good?
Which brings us to these legendary heroes Ethereal is studying.
Yeah.
Their stories become almost like a roadmap for him, highlighting the pitfalls and potential paths. It's like they're each holding up a mirror to different aspects of being a spiritual warrior.
Yeah.
So first up on like Ethereal's reading list, Hercules. We've all heard about the 12 labors, you know, the superhuman strength.
Of course,
But what really gets me about Hercules is like the guilt.
He carries this guilt.
Ah, yes. Hercules, the epitome of strength, burdened by a past he cannot outrun.
Right.
Imagine the weight of knowing you've committed a horrific act, even if it was under a curse.
Oh, wow, yeah.
He killed his own family.
Yeah.
Talk about inner demons. It's like he's trying to make amends, not just with the world, but with himself.
Exactly. Every monster he slays, every challenge he overcomes.
Yeah.
It's like another layer of atonement.
Right.
It makes you think, how do we even begin to deal with those moments when we've messed up big time? When we feel like we can never forgive ourselves.
His story reminds us that redemption is a journey, not a destination. He never stops striving, never allows himself to believe he's earned a pass for his past actions.
Right.
It's a powerful message of accountability, would you say? Totally.
Yeah.
It's like even if we can't undo the past, we can choose how we move forward.
Right.
We can choose to keep fighting, to keep striving to be better.
Precisely. And that brings us to another facet of a spiritual warrior confronting fate.
Okay.
And for that, we turn to the saga of Sigurd.
Sigurd, yeah. Talk about a roller coaster,
Wow.
destiny and doom. From the moment he's born, it's like his whole life is mapped out.
Yeah.
Every victory intertwined with inevitable tragedy.
Imagine being told, you will achieve greatness, but it will come at a terrible cost.
Whoa.
That's Sigurd's reality.
Yeah.
He's fated to slay the dragon Fafnir, but that victory sets in motion a chain of events leading to betrayal and heartbreak.
Okay, so we may not be battling actual dragons.
Right.
But we've all felt that sense of being stuck.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, no matter what we do,
yeah,
we can't escape certain circumstances.
absolutely. But Sigurd's story shows us that even when we can't change the course of events, we can choose how we face them.
Okay.
He doesn't give up or become consumed by bitterness. He fights with honor and courage, even knowing that heartbreak awaits him.
It's like, it's not about trying to outrun our fate, but about facing it head on.
Right.
With integrity and a sense of purpose.
Exactly. He teaches us that true strength lies in embracing the totality of our experiences, the good, the bad, the utterly heartbreaking.
Right.
And that brings us to our final hero, Arjuna, who grapples with something many of us have faced, making impossible choices.
Oh man, Arjuna. His story always gets me because it's so deeply human.
Yeah.
Imagine being a skilled warrior, duty-bound to fight, and then being forced to confront a battlefield where victory means killing your own kin.
It's heavy stuff.
That's not just a tough choice. That's the motherlode of tough choices.
Indeed. Arjuna's internal conflict is palpable. He's paralyzed by doubt, questioning everything he thought he knew about duty and righteousness.
It's like, how do you even begin to weigh those kinds of consequences?
Yeah.
The fate of your family, your kingdom, the very principles you live by,
Right.
all hanging in the balance.
And that's where the guidance of Krishna, his charioteer and spiritual guide, becomes crucial.
Okay.
Krishna helps him to see that true duty isn't about blind obedience or personal gain. It's about recognizing a higher purpose, even when it demands the most difficult sacrifices.
So it's about understanding that sometimes the right choices are the hardest ones.
Yeah.
And that sometimes those choices might require us to act in ways that seem counterintuitive or even painful.
Yeah. Precisely. Arjuna's journey teaches us that true spiritual strength lies not in avoiding difficult choices, but in confronting them head on, guided by our values and a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of all things.
It's like each of these heroes,
Yeah.
they're giving us this like masterclass.
Right.
In like navigating those internal struggles, guilt and fate, those impossible choices. They faced them all.
They did.
And somehow they found the strength to keep going.
And that's what's so inspiring, isn't it?
Totally.
They remind us that we all have the capacity for that kind of resilience.
Mm-hmm.
We all have those inner resources we might not even realize are there
Right.
until we're called upon to draw upon them.
It's like they're saying, hey, if we can face down dragons and demons,
Right.
you can handle that tough conversation or that career change
Yeah.
or that fear you've been carrying around.
Precisely. And that brings us back to Ethereal.
Right.
Remember, he's been immersed in these stories, absorbing the lessons of these legendary figures.
Yeah.
He's seeing firsthand the price of courage, the burden of responsibility,
Right.
the agonizing choices that come with walking a path of purpose.
It's like he's got this whole arsenal of like heroic examples to draw on, right?
Yeah.
He's not just going into battle blindly.
Right.
He's armed with insight
Yeah.
and understanding. He's learned that true strength isn't about avoiding the hard stuff.
Right.
It's about facing it head on.
Exactly. He embodies the true essence of a spiritual warrior.
Okay.
Someone who understands that the most important battles are often fought within someone who, even when faced with darkness and doubt, chooses to cling to hope and strive for a greater purpose.
It's like he's taking the best
Right.
of what he's learned, the resilience of Hercules, the acceptance of Sigurd,
Yeah.
the deeper understanding of Arjuna, and
Yeah.
forging his own path.
Right.
And that's something we can all do, right?
Absolutely.
We can draw inspiration from these stories,
Yeah.
from the courage and wisdom of those who came before us, and apply those lessons to our own lives.
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, it's not about whether we face literal dragons or mythical monsters.
Right.
It's about how we face our own internal dragons, those fears, doubts, and insecurities that can hold us back from living our most authentic and courageous lives.
So as we're wrapping up this deep dive, into the heart of a spiritual warrior,
Yeah.
I'm left with this question though,
Mm-hmm.
what internal battle am I called to face, with more courage, with more intention?
Right.
What would it look like to bring that same spirit of resilience, of purpose, of choosing hope, even in the face of uncertainty, into my own everyday experiences?
It's a question worth pondering, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Because ultimately, it's not just about slaying dragons or saving the world.
Yeah.
It's about showing up for ourselves,
Right.
for the battles within, and in doing so, discovering the depth of strength and resilience we never knew we possessed.
And on that note, folks, we'll leave you to your own reflections.
Right.
Until next time, keep exploring those inner depths. And remember, you've got the strength of heroes within you.